أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Future Stars live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Hassan Shah, and today we are continuing with our topic of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And before we continue, I'd like to introduce our guest.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Thank you for the introduction. And we've been talking about this topic, because it's been a big thing, at the start of our shows. What is it? What's been going on in the news?
Coronavirus.
Yeah. Another what's been the biggest news so far from this week? Any of you watch the news? A couple of things happened this week.
Lockdown.
Lockdown.
Yeah, Italy had a massive lockdown. What did that entail?
It means that all schools would be
schools shut down, all like public places were shut down, and they were like just basically trapped in their own home.
Yeah, Scotland, they closed their schools down as well. Ireland closed their schools down. Yeah, but England still kept the schools open. Yeah, so we all have to still go to school. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So it's one thing that the Prime Minister spoke about in his speech, that as time progressed, what will be one of the outcomes that we will. He mentioned one thing about losing our loved ones. Yeah, many more people, many more families will lose the people who they care about. Yeah. So it's starting to become a bit more scarier and a bit more closer to home for us. Yeah, I think Birmingham it's been 2 cases in Birmingham so far. Yeah,
but like in other places,
and
like a lot.
I think two days ago it was like maybe 200 cases, and then it went all the way up to 700 and something.
It's like Thursday was like 500 and something cases of coronavirus, and then on Friday in one day it had gone up to 700.
That's probably due to the more people getting tested. Yeah. And one thing that was said is that number of 700 and something wouldn't be the actual true number, that there's possibly many more people that have this. So it's a very scary thing, isn't it? Yeah. Hopefully we're able to get through this with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and obviously by what was the main thing that we talked about? Cleanliness. Yeah, make sure that we wash our hands and not touching our faces too much when we haven't washed our hands. Alright, so Misbah, you got the first thing that we was talking about, and we'll just recap a bit after Misbah talks. So we'll start off with salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The Declaration of Brotherhood. After his arrival in Medina, the Holy Prophet ﷺ was faced with the new challenge of organizing and running this new Muslim state. The Holy Prophet ﷺ faced 3 main problems. These were: number 1, the danger of attack from the Quraysh in Mecca and other idol worshippers from the rest of Arabia. Number 2, the presence of the Jews of Medina who lived within and outside the city and possessed enormous wealth. Number 3, the differences that existed between his own supporters. The people who had migrated from him from Mecca, Muhajirun, and the local Muslims who lived in Medina, Ansar, had been brought up in different environments, and there was a great difference in their thinking and culture. Moreover, the tribes of Aws and Khazraj, who made up the Ansar, were sworn enemies of each other and had been fighting for over 100 years. The first thing the Holy Prophet ﷺ did was to create peace between the tribes of Aws and Khazraj. He united them on the basis of their common faith in Islam and told them to forget their old differences. Then the Holy Prophet turned his attention to the needs of the Muhajirun. These brave Muslims had left all their wealth and possessions in Makkah to come with the Holy Prophet to Medina. They had no wealth or property. On the command of Allah, the Holy Prophet established brotherhood between the Muhajirun and Ansar. He paired off each Muhajir with new Ansar and declared them brothers. The generous Ansar gave over one half of their wealth to their new brothers so that they could live comfortably in Medina. At the end of all the pairings, only Imam Ali alayhi salam was left. He asked the Holy Prophet who his brother would be. The Holy Prophet declared, "O Ali, you're my brother in this world as well as the next." By a simple method, the Holy Prophet ensured the unity of the Muslims, and this new unity enabled him to concentrate on other problems. The Muslim state in Medina was new and vulnerable. In order to establish peace and provide security for all citizens of Medina and its surroundings, the Holy Prophet drafted an arrangement to establish peace between the Muslims and the Jews living around Medina. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So thank you for that, Misbah. Okay, so obviously we continue with talking about Imam Ali alayhi salam, yeah, and last week we talked about what his life before this hijrah, didn't we? Yeah, talking about his birth and going up to the propagation of Islam, yeah, and then to this hijrah. At this hijrah, what was his main point when you had these in Medina, when you had these different groups of people? What happened?
They grew up in different environments, and their culture and where they grew up was very different, so they didn't get on well. And then the Prophet, to create unity between the two, he paired them off and made them as brothers.
Yeah, so you had these different groups of people, yeah, Muhajirun, Ansar, who else?
The Khazraj and the Aus.
Aus and Khazraj, yeah, was in Medina as well, yeah. He made this treaty between the Aus and Khazraj, yeah, and the Muhajirun and Ansar. What did he do to create unity between them? He paired them up, didn't he? Yeah. So we had this pairing, yeah, because when these people migrated with the Holy Prophet, they left their homes, they left everything back in Makkah. They didn't have a house in Medina which they could go sleep there that night, yeah. So they had to go with someone else, go be a guest in someone else's house, yeah. This is how this pairing worked, yeah. And then Imam Ali was left and the Holy Prophet was left. And then what did the Holy Prophet say?
Imam Ali asked who his brother would be, and then the Holy Prophet said, "Oh Ali, you're my brother in this world and the next."
Yeah, so the only person who's credited, who can say that they're the brother of the Holy Prophet, is who? Imam Ali alayhi salam. Because did the Holy Prophet have any siblings? No. So this is the only person who's closest to who we can call the brother of the Holy Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, Mohsin, you got the next ring, so we can start Mohsin after salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The marriage of Imam Ali and Sayyidah Fatima. The Muslim realized that the person who married this great lady would not need to be rich and powerful, but would have to possess her qualities and truthfulness, piety and excellence. Therefore, some Muslims suggested to Imam Ali alayhi salam that he should go to the Prophet and propose them for himself. Imam Ali also wished this, and he opposed the Prophet. Imam Ali alayhi salam felt shy at his request, but when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged him to speak what was on his mind, he managed to tell him. On receiving the proposal of Imam Ali, the Prophet was so pleased that he smiled and said, "It is a welcome and a happy proposal." However, he asked Imam Ali to wait till he asked his daughter. When the Prophet mentioned the proposal of Imam Ali to Sayyidah Fatima, she remained quiet due to her modesty. However, from her silence, her approval was clear to the Prophet, and he declared Fatima's silence is her acceptance. In those days, Imam Ali alayhi salam owned nothing except his sword and battle armor. He was advised by the Holy Prophet to sell his armor to meet the expense of the marriage. With the money from the sale, the items of jewelry for Sayyidah Fatima were purchased in the month of Ramadan, the second AH. The Holy Prophet performed the marriage ceremony of his daughter, and the Muhajirun and the Ansar gathered for the wedding, and Imam Ali alayhi salam arranged for a feast. Ulama. The Prophet informed his daughter of the virtues and qualities of her husband. Then he turned to Imam Ali and mentioned the excellence of his daughter, and that if Imam Ali had not been born, there would be no one else to match her. He then divided the duties of life between them. He told Sayyidah Fatima to take care of the household affairs, while he made Ali responsible for the outdoor duties. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. And after Hijrah, yeah, now you had this pairing, and then I think a year or two later, what happens? The marriage of Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima. Yeah, and we saw from what Mohsin said, and we heard from what Mohsin said, that the Holy Prophet in this marriage ceremony told people that what if it wasn't for
Ali, then there will be nobody
wouldn't
else.
be anyone else to marry Bibi Fatima sallallahu alayha. Yeah, and then what started to happen after that, after those slightly peaceful time at the beginning of their life in Medina, what happened?
Battle.
Yeah, battles started to happen. Yeah, the people from Makkah didn't want to let go of the Holy Prophet and these Muslims that he brought along with him. Yeah, and so then what happened? What was the first battle?
Battle of Badr.
Badr. Yeah, Miss, you got the first thing, so you can start. Miss Rahmatullah salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
wa ajil farajahum.
The Battle of Badr. The pagans of Mecca and the Muslims clashed on the 17th of Ramadan 2AH. The Muslim army consisted of 313 soldiers, possessing only 2 horses and 70 camels. The Meccan army had 900 soldiers, 100 horses and 700 camels. They were much better equipped than the Muslims. According to the Arab custom, there was a single combat before the battle began. 3 famous warriors, Utbah bin Rabia, Shaybah bin Rabia and Walid bin Utbah, challenged the Muslims. The Holy Prophet then sent Ubaidah, Hamza and Imam Ali alayhi salam. Ubaidah faced Utbah, Hamza faced Shaybah and Imam Ali faced Walid. Hamza and Imam Ali alayhi salam soon killed their opponents, but Ubaidah was badly hurt and later died. Imam Ali alayhi salam then killed Utbah. The Quraysh were disturbed to see the skill of the Muslims warriors and began to attack it together. The Holy Prophet ﷺ held back his small army and ordered them to fire arrows at the enemy. This organized attack broke up the ranks of the Meccans, and seeing their confusion, the Holy Prophet ordered a general attack. The Muslims began to fight with confidence, and the valley of Badr rang with the sounds of battle. Then Imam Ali alayhi salam tore into the heart of the Meccan army, killing enemy soldiers with terrifying ease. His power and skill with the sword struck terror into the hearts of the Meccans, who began to flee. Before long, the battle was over, and the Muslims had achieved a great victory, despite being outnumbered. The Muslims lost 14 men, while 17 Meccans and others were killed. Out of these, Imam Ali alayhi salam battled with and was victorious with over 36 men himself, and helped in fighting several others. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. So thank you, Miss Fa. So what happens? These Makkans, yeah. Do any of you know what was behind the thing about Badr, why Badr happened?
Because they didn't. Sorry.
Mr. Do you know?
No.
So after the Hijrah, yeah, there was a big, obviously a big thing. They've left all their stuff back where?
Back in
Makkah.
Makkah, all the Muslims have left all their stuff, their houses, some of their possessions. So what these people did with no respect, went and took these possessions, yeah, and took over their houses, yeah, basically stolen their stuff, yeah. So due to that, the Holy Prophet ordered for one of their caravans, yeah, a trade caravan, to be taken, yeah, because of what action that they did. So when this was taken, what do you think the Makkans, how do you think the Makkans react?
Very angry.
Like very angry and
Then
wanted
to
revenge.
fight. Yeah. What the Quraysh and the Makkans were thinking is that these Muslims, the small number, only been like maybe 2-3 years, yeah, since they've moved there. They haven't organized themselves. We can just go over there and annihilate them. Yeah. But what actually happens? They were all ordered and unified under who? The Holy Prophet. Yeah. And how did the battle start off? What happened?
There was like a single combat, and then they sent 3 people from their group, their group,
Yeah, their group.
and then the Prophet sent 3 people from out of the Meccans, and he sent Hamza, Imam Ali, and Ubaydullah.
Yeah. So due to this Arab customs, they would have a single combat fight at the start of the battle, yeah. And the Meccans had 3 people on their side, and
they had 3 people
yeah,
on their side.
the Holy Prophet's army took out 3 from their side, which included Imam Ali and Hamza, yeah. They were able to fight, and what? Imam Ali and Hamza
Survived.
They
and
like killed their opponents with ease, but
and
the
survived,
other one.
but the other one was badly injured and what? Later passed
died.
away, yeah. And at the end of that battle, how many Muslims were lost?
14.
14.
well, 70
70
Meccans were killed.
Yeah. And how many under Imam Ali alayhi salam? It was like 36. Yeah. So you could see what from Imam Ali.
His like skill.
Yeah, his skill. Yeah. How skillful he was. Yeah. And how much he wanted to protect the Holy Prophet and go for this cause. Yeah. So Mohsin, what was the next battle?
Battle of Uhud.
Uhud. Yeah. So Mohsin, you're going to talk about that, so we can start. Mohsin after
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
The Battle of Uhud. In this battle, the Prophet organized his men and assigned a group to take position of a strategic hilly side, where if attacked from that side, the Muslim army would be most vulnerable. The Prophet made it clear that whatever happens in this battlefield, the group must never leave their positions, even if the Muslim army is losing and they need help. However, when this group saw the Muslim army winning the battle, all members of the group except for a few deserted their positions and ran to the battlefield to share some of the spoils. It was this battle that was the reputation of Imam Ali was confirmed, and that he was acknowledged as a master in the field of sword fighting. He fought so hard that he broke his sword. The Holy Prophet then gave him the sword of Zulfiqar in appreciation of the bravery Imam Ali alayhi salam. The voice of the angel Jibreel alayhi salam was heard from above, saying, "There is no warrior except Ali, there is no sword except for Zulfiqar." In this battle, Muslims lost 70 men and 70 wounded. Imam Ali was also heavily wounded. The Meccans lost 22 warriors, 12 of them at the hand of Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajah. So, thank you, Mohsin. So, Uhud, what was it?
A battle.
Yeah, battle. But who came out feeling like they won?
The Meccan.
Yeah. The Meccans. Why?
Because they left the Muslim left their position.
So there was just, a position that the Holy Prophet should wanted to keep, yeah, as what? What's the word? Yeah.
Strategic move.
Yeah. And it was important for those Muslims to be in that place, so it would cover the cover behind the Muslims. Yeah, cover behind the Muslims, other side of the Muslims. And if you, well, obviously, the whole of the Kaaba is been closed off, hasn't it? Yeah, but and I think Saudi Arabia, I don't know if they've closed their borders due to coronavirus. Yeah, but when you go, when some people go on Hajj or Umrah, yeah, and they go from Medina to Makkah, yeah, there you are able to, whoever you go with, they might allow you to go and look at this place and see where the Battle of Uhud took place, and you're able to see this place where the Muslims were told to stay, but I actually didn't stay. Yeah, so what happens? The Muslims were winning this battle, yeah, but then these people in this position, what happened?
They wanted to get like a split of the stuff that
yeah. So when a war happens, some people, they leave their stuff, yeah, because they're trying to run, their lives are more important to them, yeah.
And then they got the soldiers, they tried to get the loot.
Yeah, so those people who were supposed to stay on the mountain, yeah, they went down to take that loot, and then what happened? They were able, the enemy were able to, yeah, use that position to go and hit the Muslims, yeah. And then what happened was a big thing, and it was mentioned in the Holy Quran as well. What happened?
Imam Ali's sword broke, and then
not only that,
and then
big, something that was mentioned in the Quran about the what? Muslims turning back on their heels and running away, yeah? And then a couple people stood by the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, including Imam Ali alayhi salam, yeah? And then what happened with Imam Ali?
His sword broke.
Trying to protect the Holy Prophet, his sword broke.
The Prophet gives him his sword.
Yeah, the Prophet gives him a new sword, Zulfiqar. But this showed that no one could question the what? The position of Imam Ali alayhi salam, yeah, and his motives, because he stood there with only a handful of more people left from the Muslim army who stayed, yeah, with the rest of the Meccan army, and he had to fight them off, yeah. So this was a loss in the sense that the Meccans turned the Muslims, made them run away, but it was a big thing to showing the position of Imam Ali alayhi salam and how he stood by the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Misbah, you got the next thing, so we can start off with the loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The Battle of Ahzab. In Mecca, 20 leaders from the Jews that lived around Medina and 50 from Quraysh signed an agreement in the Holy Kaaba that so long as they lived, they would fight the Holy Prophet. Thereafter, the Jews and the Quraysh contacted their allies and sent agents to a number of tribes for help. In this way, 10,000 soldiers gathered. Then they marched upon Medina under the command of Abu Sufyan. When the news of these preparations reached Medina, the Holy Prophet consulted his companions. Salman Farsi advised to dig a deep and wide ditch on the unprotected side of Medina. This plan was accepted, and the Muslims were divided into parties of 10, and each party allotted 10 yards to dig. The enemy was astonished to see the trench, because it was a new thing for Arabs. Finally, some of the Quraysh warriors, including the famous Amr bin Abduwad, succeeded in crossing the trench at a point where it was not very wide. Amr was one of the best warriors in all of Arabia. In battle, he was considered equal to 1,000 warriors. He began to challenge the Muslims to fight, but his reputation made them hesitate. 3 times the Holy Prophet urged the Muslims to fight Amr. Each time only Imam Ali stood up. Finally, the Holy Prophet ﷺ allowed him to go, giving him his own sword and tying a special turban on his head. As Imam Ali went to the battlefield, the Holy Prophet exclaimed, "The whole faith is going to fight the whole infidelity." Amr at first did not want to fight with Imam Ali alayhi salam. Imam Ali alayhi salam then reminded Amr that he had once said that if any opponent made 3 requests, Amr would always grant one of them. Amr agreed to this. Imam Ali alayhi salam then invited Amr to accept Islam or to return to Mecca, or to come down from his horse, as Imam Ali had no horses and was on foot. Amr agreed to the last request and came down from his horse. A fierce battle followed. Amr sent a murderous blow to the head of Imam Ali. Although Imam Ali blocked it with his shield, Amr's sword broke through and inflicted a serious cut on his head. Imam Ali alayhi salam then struck a blow to Amr's feet that brought Amr down. Suddenly, the shout of Allahu Akbar was heard from Imam Ali alayhi salam as he beheaded Amr. The death of Amr shocked the warriors who had crossed the trench, and they fled away. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. So another place where Imam Ali showed something to the Muslims, showed his position to everyone, and how no one could question him. No one could question his faith. So in this battle, the Makkans came. They came to Medina. Came closer than they've ever come before. So what did they do to defend themselves?
They dug a trench.
They dug a trench. So they made a trench. So most of the army couldn't get through, but a couple did. And one was
Amr.
And what happened?
He was like a really skilled warrior, and he was equal to 1,000 warriors, and he requested someone to fight him, but because of his reputation, like the
no one wanted
Muslims,
to fight him.
Hesitated.
So then the Holy Prophet asked, and Imam Ali stood up, and he asked how many times?
3 times.
3 times, and Imam Ali
stood up all those times.
And then one thing was mentioned when Imam Ali was going to fight this person. The Holy Prophet said,
the whole faith is going to fight the whole infidelity.
So whole of faith is going to fight what?
Whole infidelity.
There's these 2 matchups of all Iman, all of faith, and the opposite. So look at the status of Imam Ali, that he's been given whole Iman. So another massive time where Imam Ali showed a big thing, a massive thing that shook everyone. And he was able to accomplish this, and were able to overtake this person, even though of his status being one of the best. So Mohsin, you've got, I think, the last bit, so come start Mohsin after the last salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
After the conquest of Mecca, the Holy Prophet decided to move all the idols that the Meccans had placed within the walls of the Holy Kaaba. He could not reach up to some of them, and he chose the Holy Imam to climb onto his shoulders and to knock every last idol. During the Battle of Khyber, the Muslims were unable to conquer one of the Jewish forts, despite numerous attempts under different commanders. The Holy Imam was present but could not take part due to a severe eye infection. Finally, the Prophet declared, "Tomorrow I will give the standard to a man whom Allah and his pastor love. He does not flee from battle and will not come back until Allah has brought about victory at his hands." The Muslims waited anxiously for the next day, each wanting to be the chosen one. However, the Holy Prophet called the Holy Imam and restored restored his health of his eyes by rubbing them with saliva. The Holy Prophet then went into battle with such ferociousness that none could withstand him. He did not return until he had captured every fort and brought back about victory for the Muslims.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil fawjah. Thank you, Mohsin. So, one more other thing is what? One more battle of Khyber. Yeah? This is where they fought a what? A Jewish
fort.
Yeah, that was the religion of the tribe of those people there. Yeah, and what happened is that they were struggling to get a hold of this place. Yeah, and then the Holy Prophet one night said what?
Said that they're like the next day there will be like a chosen person who Allah and His Apostle love.
Yeah. So there will be this chosen person. Yeah. A chosen person, which means they were what? Chosen by who? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah. And everyone there was
hoping that it would be them.
Hoping that it would be them. So all that night they must have been awake. Yeah. Can't wait till the morning to find out who. And they were thinking it can't be Imam Ali because Imam Ali is what?
An eye infection.
Yeah, and not only that, because he wasn't there at that point. Yeah. But then what happened came that morning, and then Imam Ali
was there
and was chosen to be this person to lead. Yeah, and would bring the victory that they were waiting for. Yeah. And we have got time for more. So Mohsin, you got Misbah, you got the next thing. So you can start Misbah with the last salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
The virtues of Imam Ali. The virtues and qualities of the Holy Imam alayhi salam. The Holy Imam alayhi salam was a man who possessed and displayed the greatest character that a human being is capable of achieving. In all fields, he has left for his followers a model on which to base their own lives. The Prophet ﷺ said to the Holy Imam ﷺ, "O Ali, you will be engaged in disputes, but you will overcome them because of 7 qualities that you have which no one else has. You are the first of those who believed in me and the greatest of them in war, the most knowledgeable of them in the signs of Allah, and the one of them who is most loyal in keeping the covenant ahad of Allah, the most compassionate of them towards people, the most capable of giving equal treatment, and the greatest of them in distinction before Allah." Hereunder we attempt to list some of his outstanding merits. His faith in Allah and the Prophet. The Holy Imam ﷺ was the first man to acknowledge he was a Muslim. The Holy Prophet ﷺ has said, "The angels blessed me and Ali for 70 years because for a time Ali and I were the only ones who recited the Kalmah." He also said, "Ali was the first to believe in me and would be the first to shake my hand in greeting on the Day of Judgment. He is the greatest testifier on the truth, Siddiq. He is the chief of the believers." His knowledge. The Prophet ﷺ said, "I am the city of knowledge and Ali is the gate." Ali is the most learned of my community and the most capable of giving legal decisions after me. The Holy Imam proved superiority in all branches of knowledge throughout his life. After the death of the Prophet, even the caliphs who had wrongly seized power had to come to the Holy Imam ﷺ for the solution of their difficult problems. When he came to power, he put on the cloak and turban of the Prophet and went to the mosque and sat on the pulpit. After praising Allah and giving guidance to the people, he sat back confidently, knitted his fingers and placed them on his stomach. Then he asked, "Ask me before you lose me. Ask me, for I have the knowledge of those who came earlier and those who will come later. I could give judgments to the people of Torah by the Torah, to the people of the Gospels by the Gospels, to the people of the Psalms by the Psalms, and the people of the Furqan, Holy Quran, by the Furqan. By Allah, I know the Quran and its interpretation better than anyone who claims knowledge of it." His bravery. The Holy Imam ﷺ was always at the forefront of the battles of Islam and personally brought about victory for the Muslims in many of them. He was both a great soldier and a great general, and was the victor of Badr, Uhud, Khandaq, Khaybar and Hunayn. Not only was he unstoppable in the battlefield, he also taught his friends and enemies how to conduct themselves in war. His bravery extended to his general dealing with the people, and he never hesitated in saying or doing something in the cause of Islam, no matter what the opposition. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you, Misbah. So, Misbah, they're talking about the virtues of Imam Ali alayhi salam. What did she mention? His what?
His faith.
His
and
faith in
like
Allah and the Holy Prophet, which was shown in what? These battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
his knowledge,
His knowledge.
his bravery.
His bravery. Yeah. One thing is that what? He
knows the Quran better than him.
knows. There was one thing that was mentioned in there that he talked about.
That he said. He knows why
He knows the Torah by the
Yeah, he knows the
Torah.
Torah, he knows the Gospel.
Was by
and
the
he knows
Gospels.
One thing that he mentioned, yeah, when he finally got on the pulpit is what?
Ask me before you lose me.
Ask me before you lose me. Yeah. He was telling the people, ask me as much as you need, yeah, before you actually lose me. Yeah. Who else can say that?
No one. Except the Prophet. Or
Yeah, no one. And he also talks about, he also what? Gave, on his bravery, he talked about advice as well. He talked about the advice that he, and dealings with people. Yeah. And also, what's one thing that he wrote? Like,
the Najrul Balagha.
yeah. Not that he wrote physically wrote it, yeah. But these are all compilations of
What he said.
what he said, what he wrote, yeah, his letters, yeah. And Mohsin, you got the next one, so we can start Mohsin after that. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
His equivalent. The Holy Imam had a total command over the Arabic language. During the time when others wrongfully occupied the Caliphate, he busied himself in writing various books. He compiled the Holy Quran and also regulated the syntax and grammar of the Arabic language. Some of his lectures and words are contained in the Nasr Balagha, which contains the best examples of Arabic oratory. His ability to govern, his piety, his generosity. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. There's one big part of the Imam's life where he lived under the Khalifas, yeah, and especially the second. There was a lot of times when they would be asking Imam Ali alayhi salam, what is the lawfully, yeah, what is your advice lawfully, yeah. There were so many situations where someone was maybe possibly going to die, yeah, because the Khalifa was going to give them the wrong punishment, yeah, that Imam Ali had to step in and explain, yeah, because he was the most knowledgeable person at that time, yeah, which is the quality of and what Imam, yeah. So these people would actually go to the Imam for help, yeah. That's a very big section of the Imam's life which we can talk about, yeah. And the last thing, now I think Mr. you got the last thing, so you can start Mr. with the last salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
The Holy Imam alayhi salam once said, the Prophet, may Allah bless him and his family, told me that only believers will love me and only hypocrites will hate me. Therefore, one of the ways in which the faith of a Muslim can be judged is by examining his feelings towards the Holy Imam alayhi salam. When Salma, a wife of the Prophet, was asked about the Holy Imam alayhi salam, she replied, I heard the Apostle of God say that Ali and his Shia will be the successful ones. The Prophet ﷺ once said, 70,000 of my community will enter heaven without reckoning or punishment against them. Then he returned to the Holy Imam alayhi salam and said, they are your Shia and you are their Imam. Another time the Prophet ﷺ said to the Holy Imam alayhi salam, both I and you have been created from one piece of clay. Part of it was left over, and from that Allah created our Shia. On the day of resurrection, all the people will be called by the names of their mothers except our Shia. They will be summoned by the names of their fathers because of their good birth. Once, when the Prophet ﷺ was with a group of Muslims, he said to them, O people of Ansar, instill in your child the love of Ali ibn Abu Talib alayhi salam. Whoever loves him should know that he is rightly guided, and whoever hates him should know that he is in error. May Allah raise us on the day of judgment at the side of Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. So remember, to be a Shia of Imam Ali alayhi salam, that we need to follow, we need to act on these things that we learn, yeah, which the first stage is what, doing our wajib actions, yeah. So hopefully inshallah we are raised with on the side of who? Imam Ali alayhi salam. Thank you for joining me on today's show. Thank you at home for joining me on today's show as well. We'll see you next week, same time, same place on Hidayat TV. But until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.